Okay, let me start now. Okay, the recording has begun. This is day 1, week 3 of our journey together. It's already week 3, right? Can't believe that, right? Some might say. But it is week 3, and yeah, we are continuing our journey. Today is Monday the 18th of July, and the first day after the weekend, and hopefully we're ready for this brand new week that we have. It's 2022. Make sure you head up with me. And the subject for today is that we're going to start off with, of course, it's going to be mathematics. Some people love it, some people dread it with all their heart, but nonetheless, it's a subject that we're going to begin with. So far in the building, we have Albanique, Altonique, Sharia, Jasmine, and Rashan. Hopefully, they're ready to get going. The topic for today is we're still understanding in exponents. I want to entitle it Rules of Exponents, and we are tackling several rules. The first rule we looked at was the zero rule, or the rule that involves the zero exponent rule. That's what we could call it, and that basically says that if your power is 0, then that means that the entire thing equals 1. And then we look at the negative exponent rule, and that dealt with what happens when our exponent is negative. All right, and so those are the two that we have dealt with thus far, and so we're going to continue with the rest of the rules. Okay, and these rules are going to help us when we're dealing with indices or exponents and trying to simplify them, trying to understand them. All right, so let's begin with rule number 3. Rule number 3. Welcome, Miss Rashay and Tashar. All right, so rule number 3 with our rules of exponents. So rule number 3, make sure that as I am writing, you are taking the notes down so that at the end of class, you can send me the notes. So rule number 3, we call it the product rule, right? It's the product rule. And Rashan, when we say product, what is a product? Rashan, what is a product? Say it again, I missed that. What is a product?
It's the answer of a multiplication problem.
The answer of a multiplication problem, that's what we call a product. So when we have the product rule, obviously here for this rule, we're going to be dealing with multiplying something, right? So the product rule for rules of exponents tells us that if the bases are the same, and of course we're talking about when we're multiplying, right? So when multiplying, so if the bases are the same, then we add the powers. Okay, so that's the product rule. If the bases are the same, then we add the powers. And so in general, this rule can be stated as the following. If we have A, so remember the exponent or the bases have to be the same. So for example, if we have something like, say, let me put this in equation form. Okay, so for example, if we have something like A to the power of X, right, multiplied by, so I want a multiplication sign, multiplied by a to the power of y. Can anyone tell me what the answer would be? I'm gonna ask Saria. Saria, you wanna try it? You wanna give it a try? What do you think the answer is gonna be? If the bases are the same, we add the powers. So, what do you think the answer is gonna be? AXY. Excellent. Wow. Wow. Genius. All right. So you saw this. You saw this rule before. A.
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. All right. A to the power of x plus y. And so that's the rule right there in general. Okay. If the bases are the same, then the powers are, then we add the powers. So if the bases are the same when multiplying, then we add the powers. In general, this rule can be stated as the following. We have it here. We have the same base, a, and the powers is x and y, so we're going to add the powers. All right. So let's go through some examples here, right? So my examples. So examples is usually where we get to see things at work, right? So with this first example, I'm going to ask for the help of Jasmine. Jasmine, are you here? Jasmine Low. Are you here? No? Jasmine? Jasmine. Yes? What happened, Jasmine? You don't want to talk today? I know you ain't shy. I know that. I know Jasmine ain't shy, so what happened, Jasmine? We want to hear your voice. So say for example, we have, if I say 2 to the power of 3, right, multiplied by, say, 2 to the power of, say, 4, my question is, what would my answer be? Jasmine, what would my answer be? I have 2 to the power of 3 times 2 to the power of 4.
It's two, um, 3 plus 4.
Exactly, excellent. So it's going to be 2, right? So it's going to be 2 to the power of 3 plus 4. And Altonic. Altonic, what is 3 plus 4? Sorry, what is 3 plus 4? Sorry, I gotta give the answer. What is 3 plus 4? Say it again. 3 plus 4 is what? 7. Excellent. Okay, excellent. So 3 plus 4 is 7. So if we have 2 to the power of 3, 2 to the third power times 2 to the fourth power, that's going to be 2 to the power of 7. Right? So that's our first example there. So again, if the bases are the same, then we add the powers. So the bases here are Deja. What are the bases for these two? What is the common base that we have?
2.
2. Excellent. And we're gonna add the powers. So the powers here are what, Deja?
3 and 4.
3 and 4. And so adding the powers, 3 plus 4 is definitely 7. And so that's how we are able to answer that one. Okay, so that's what we call the product rule. So we're gonna give y'all a moment to take that down, and then we're gonna actually do. I think we could use another example, and then we could go on to the practice. All right, so let's do another example. I want hopefully Rashay. I hope Rashay could be able to help me with this one. So if we have say we have 3 to the power of 2 multiplied by say 3 to the power of, let's say 7. Let's not use 7, let's say 6. It's just going to be equal to Rashay. 3 to the power of 2 times 3 to the power of 6. What's our answer?
3. 3 to the power of 2 plus 6.
Very good. And if we simplify it, what is going to be?
3 to the power of 8.
3 to the power of 8. Excellent. 3 to the power of 8. Good. Albernic, can you help me with this one? What if I have, say, 4 to the power of 10 multiplied by, say, multiplied by 4 to the power of, okay, move on, let's see, 4 to the power of, let's say 8. What will my answer be here? Albernic, what my answer would be?
4 to the power of 17.
17? You sure 17? You sure 17? 16?
16.
10 plus 8.
Sorry. 18.
18. 10 plus 8. So it's going to be equal to 4 to the power of 18. I should mention, because I didn't put it in this one, this is going to be 2 plus 6. So please make this correction, and then that equals 2. Then that equals to 8. So then that's that. So it's 3 to the power of 8. Okay, this is an interesting one. It went we could ask Tasha, Miss C, are you able to help us? Miss C, are you here? Is Miss C here? Miss C says, what Miss C says? Yes, I am here. Can we hear your voice? If you don't mind. Everybody type in today. Alright, so Miss C, right? I want to ask this question. So I have this, she says what? Something is wrong with my speaker. Oh, okay. Well, answer this question for me by typing then. I have 5 to the 7th power, and I have 6 to the 8th power. My question is, can I apply this rule? Can I apply this rule? So I have 5 to the 7th power, and I have 6 to the 8th power. Can I apply this rule? Miss C, what do you think? She says, no, it only applies with the same. No, it only applies when the denominator is the same. Close. You're right. It only applies when the bases are the same. So we cannot, not that we can't answer this question. We could answer this question, but we just can't use that rule. So we cannot apply this rule to answer this question. Because the bases are not the same. Alright, so that's better than mine. What she said. You can't just add. No, we can't just add. No. We can't just add them. So that's an important thing. So far we just been doing numbers. What about letters? So say for example I have say, and for this one I want Surya to help me with this. If I have say let's say I have h to the power of 5, and I'm going to multiply that by h, say h to the power of 24. Sorry, what would my answer be?
That would be h to the power of 5 plus 24, and simplify it is h to the power of 29.
Excellent. Very good. Okay, good. So I think we are ready for our exercises. Now these exercises you're going to do on your own at first, and then we are going to do them together. So h to the power of 5 plus 24, which is 29. Good. So those are the examples. Remember that as we are doing these, I want you to take down the notes and send the notes to me after class via WhatsApp. Now, a lot of persons, or not a lot of persons, some persons just take screenshots. Screenshots is not enough. I really want you to write it down and send the notes to me as well, because that's how I know that you're following along, and it serves as a good place so that you can have a record for yourself when it's time to review for these exams. All right, so write down the notes and send them to me after class. I have some students who are faithful in doing that, and thank you for you who are faithful. You know who you are. Then you have some delinquent ones, so make sure that you are sending your notes, every one of you. Okay, so let's start to do some examples, right? So let's go. So let's practice. So these ones, like I said, we will begin doing them on our own. I'll let you do them on your own first, and then we're gonna do them together after that. So practice. So we try and apply this rule that we just was talking about. So practice. We can say simplify the following expressions. Simplify the following expressions. And so there are about 11 hours in the night, so that means that we could at least have 11 questions, so that everybody gets the opportunity to have at least one. So the first one is going to be, if we have 7 to the power of 18 multiplied by 7 to the power of 15, what would that be? The next one is going to be, if we have x, no, I don't use x because x is funny. If we have, say, p to the power of 22 multiplied by p to the power of 16. What should that be? The next one is, what if we have, say, pi squared multiplied by pi to the third power? The fourth one, what if we have, let's say we have, this is a nice one. Let's say we have a b to the power of 3 multiplied by ab to the power of 8. And let's say we have 7,249, and let's raise that to the power of 17, and let's say we multiply that by 7,249, and we want to raise that to the power of 17 as well. And let's say that we had 7, too much 7, so let's use something else. So let's say we had 8 p r q to the power of 9, and multiply it by 8 p r q to the power of 12. And then let's say we have 16 m to the power of 3 n to the power of 4 multiplied by 16, all raised to the power of 5 multiplied by 16 m to the third power n to the fourth power, all to the power of 6. And finally, we only have enough space for 8, sorry about that. So let's say we have let's say we have q s to the power of 9 times q p to the power of 4. Alright, so those are the exercises that we have to deal with. Alright, someone have a question already. How should we be about the bracket? We did not have a sound. If the basis, let me give a if, where are we? If, can I type? If, I wonder if I can type inside that if, okay. It's not allowing me to type. Okay, I guess that works. Alright, so, one moment. Sorry, I wasn't meant to put that. If the bases, so if the bases are the same, then the powers, then we add the powers. So just keep that in mind. with those bracketed ones. All right. If the bases are the same, then you add the powers. All right. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes to do that. The timer is going to start in short order, and then we're going to go over our answers. All right. So 2 minutes has begun. All the best. Hopefully, you all understand how to do it. We have 7 to the power of 18 times 7 to the power of 15, p to the power of 22 times p to the power of 16, pi squared multiplied by pi to the third power, ab to the third power times ab to the eighth power, 7,249 to the 17th power times 7,249 to the 17th power. I didn't realize I had that twice. That's good. 8prq raised to the 9th times 8prq raised to the 12th, 16m cubed n to the 5th power, all raised to the 5th times 16m cubed n to the 4th power, all raised to the 6th. qs raised to the 9th times qp raised to the 4th power. Those are your questions. You have 1 minute left, just about. Take full advantage of that time. All right, so the timer has ended. So, all right, so let me begin with Albernique. Albernique, what did you get for number 1?
Me?
Yes, you.
Okay, so I have h plus to the power of 18 plus 15. I simplify and I get 17 to the power of 33.
Say it again.
I mean, my answer was 7 to the power of 33.
7 to the power of 33. Okay.
Yes,
Anyone
so
second that? We agree with 7 to the power of 33? Anyone second that answer? No one second that answer?
I agree.
All right. She agree. Okay. That's absolutely correct because you add the power 7 to the power of 33. Yes, it's correct because we add the powers. Let me make sure I do it properly. So it's going to be 7 to the power of 18 plus 15. All right. It's going to be equal to 7 to the power of 33. Very good. Next up would be Altonique Banabi. What'd you get for number 2, Altonique?
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Altonique.
I got 38.
You got 38? All right. Just 38 or what along with 38?
I got 38.
Just 38? Okay.
P to the power of 38.
P to the power of 38. Ah, good. Okay, good. So it's going to be P 22 plus 16. And it's going to be equal to P to the power of 38. Excellent. All right, this one is for Surya. The lot falls on you, Surya, with pi.
Pi to the power of
I missed that. Go ahead.
pi to the power of 5.
Pi to the power of 5. You said it with so much confidence. All right. Excellent. Um, Agreed. Okay, all right, Um, Miss C. Miss C says agreed. So she's like, yes, I agree with that. 2 plus 3 is going to be equal to pi to the power of 5. All right, so Nathan Colley, what did you get for number 4? Nathan. And then Rashawn is next. Nathan. All right, I guess he's unable to speak. Rashawn, what you get for number 4? Rashawn Neely.
AB to the power of 11.
AB to the power of 11. Excellent. Very good. Oh, excellent. Excellent. That's true. Y'all are very good. So I wasn't able to fool you. All right. So y'all realize that this is the same base, right? So AB and AB, they're the same base. So that's AB to the power of 8 plus 3. That's excellent. This equals to AB to the power of 11. Very good, Miss Rashan. Rashay Neely. What'd you get for number 15? Sorry, number 5, sorry.
7,249 to the power of 34.
Excellent. Excellent. 7,249 raised to the power of 34. And Miss C says agreed. All right. The Miss Deja McKinsey, the lot falls on you at number 6.
It's 8 PRQ to the power of 9, which will give you 8 PRQ to the power of 21.
21, yes. All right. That's correct. Very good. Okay, so I was unable to fool y'all with these ones, so you're too smart. I need to make it a little more tougher next time. That's the guess. I guess that's what y'all saying. Mr. Petit, these are too easy, so you need to change it up. So we have 8PRQ raised to the power of 9 plus 12, which is going to be equal to, I'll bracket. Yes, mom, you're right. 8PRQ all raised to the power of 21. Excellent. Good. And then, oh, this one is interesting. 16m, the third power, and the fourth power. Anyone want to try this one, number 7? All right, who is that?
You do it.
Oh, Jasmine. All right, Jasmine, let me have it. All right, Jasmine, go ahead.
16m to the third power and fourth power. 5 plus 6.
Excellent, excellent. And what is your final answer?
16m to the third power and to the fourth power. And all that to the 11 power.
Excellent. Very good. Very good. Very good. I think Casey hasn't gone yet. So Casey, can you do number 8? Number 8 is interesting. Can you do number 8, Casey? Can you do number 8?
Yes, sir.
All right. What do you think about number 8?
Um, I can't answer that
You can't answer that. Why?
because they're doing the same.
Exactly. Exactly. Very good. So we cannot use the rule. We cannot use this rule for number 8, right? Because the bases are not the same. So this one is QS. This one is QP. And so we can't use that rule for this. We could use another rule, but we can't use this rule. So far, the most I'll put here is pending. So let me not put pending because you're all gonna have to write this note. So we cannot use rule 3 for this one. So rule 3, or we should say, yeah, rule number 3 is not applicable. So we can't use rule number 3 for this one.
But how would you answer that question?
Very good question. There is a way, but it involves rules that we have to learn. And so, yeah, I'm not gonna share it yet. All right. Go ahead.
What is, I don't get nothing, but I don't know what the line and the other two lines at the bottom is called.
What number are you talking about? Oh, this. Anyone want to help out? What is the symbol? What do we call the symbol?
Pi.
Pi, yeah. We call the symbol pi. Okay.
Pi?
Pi, yes, pi. Right, so pi is the circumference of the circle. Well, no, not really, that's a lie. Pi times the diameter is the circumference of the circle. All right. So pi is used when we talking about circles. Pi is actually a special number. It equals to 3.14 and continuing. So that's what this symbol is. Very good question. The symbol is pi. And I'm going to use this a lot. I'd like to use pi. Yeah, pi. 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 That's pi. Yeah, pi. Exactly. Pi. And it's equal to, it's a special number. So pi is a special number that's equal to 3.142 and continuing on. So it's a very long number. All right. It's a special number in math. Special. All right. Hopefully there are no more questions for this one, and so we can continue on with our discussion. All right. So let's move on. So that's rule number 3. If the bases are the same, then we add the powers, and we multiplying. If the bases are the same and we're multiplying, then we add the powers. We have a second rule that is very similar to the first rule. Very, very similar. Like, they're almost identical except for one exception. And this is the rule. We call this rule number 4. We call this the quotient rule. So anyone know what we mean by quotient? What is meant by the word quotient? Divide. Excellent, divide. And so when we say quotient means to divide. And so that's the answer that we get when we divide two numbers. And so the quotient rule, very similar to the power rule, or the product rule, sorry, says the following. So it says if the bases are the same when dividing, then we subtract the powers. So for the quotient rule, if the bases are the same when we are dividing, then we subtract the powers. So in general, this rule can be stated as if we have a to the x divided by divided by a to the x divided by a to the y, that's going to be equal to a to the x minus y. Or, there's another way we could have it, because we know that we could write division as fraction. So, or we can have it like this. So if we have it as, a, sorry. So if we have it as a to the x divided by, say, a to the y, that's going to be equal to a to the x minus y. X minus y. Alright, so that's essentially that's what this rule says. So if the bases are the same when dividing, then we subtract the powers. So a to the x divided by a to the y equals to a to the x minus y, or a to the x divided by a to the y is equal to a to the x minus y. And so we're gonna try some examples. I want Albany to help me with this one. So my first example, I'm gonna use our good old friend number 2. So as we did in the first example, or the first rule of tonight. So we're going to use 2. And if I say 2 to the power of 5, and let's say I'm dividing that, right? So I'm dividing it by, say, 2 to the power of 2. What will my answer be? This is for Albernic.
Two to the power of 7.
7? No.
2 to the power of 2.
Nope. Remember, if the bases are the same and we're dividing, we're going to subtract
2 to the power of 3.
Someone said it, 2 to the power of 3. How did you get 3?
Take away.
Take away. And what numbers you took away or subtracted?
5.
5 and 2. Excellent. So
5 and 2.
Excellent. So we have 2 to the 5th power divided by 2 to the 2nd power. That's going to be what? 2 to the 5 minus 2, which equals 2 to the power of 3. So always remember that. Be careful not to mistake it with the first rule. Okay. All right. So then there's that. Someone else asking a question.
I thought we supposed to divide.
And we divide in. Remember what the rules say. If the bases are the same, we can subtract the powers. So here, 2 is the same base. 2 is the same base here. And so 5 and 2, we're going to subtract it. Okay, so 5 minus 2, which gives us 3. So let me ask you another one, Albany, since you might not understand it yet. So if we have, say, move this. If we have, say, 3 to the power of, let's say, 10 divided by 3 to the power of 7. What would my answer be, Albany?
3 to the power of 3?
That's correct. 3 to the power of 3. How did you get that?
I take away 10 from 7. I mean 7 from 10.
Excellent. Good. So then there's that. Surya, I want you to answer this one. If I have, say, for example, I have let's say, for example, I have h to the power of 9 divided by h to the power of 3. What will my answer be?
H to the power of 9, take away 3, h to the power of 6.
Excellent. Because even though it is a fraction, fraction still means that we are dividing it. And so make sure that you remember that. So there's going to be h to the power of 9 minus 3, h to the power of 6. Great. All right, so the next one is going to be for Altwinic. So let us insert this. Altwinic, help me out with this one. So if we have, say, I have p to the power of 17 divided by, say, p to the power of 10. What would my answer be? Altwinic. What do you think?
It's 7.
It's 7. Excellent. Very good. P to the 7th power.
P to the power to 7.
Excellent. P to the power of 7. I'm gonna ask a hard one, and I don't want to call on no one who doesn't want to answer this hard one. This one is gonna be difficult. Anyone want to take on the challenge?
I'll tune in.
All right, Altinic already went, so let me let Jasmine go. All right, Jasmine. Okay, this one is a hard one. It's not easy. So, oh boy. All right, so if we have, say, if we have m, so if we have m to the power of 2, and we have m to the power of 7, what is my answer?
2 plus 7.
Do you say 2 plus 7?
Minus 7.
Okay, so what's the answer?
5.
No.
M to the 5th power.
No.
What?
No, that's not right. Anyone want to help out?
I can help.
Go ahead.
So it'll be m 2 take away 7, and m will equals m equals negative 5. M to the power of negative 5.
Excellent. M to the power of negative 5. Yes, it is negative 5. Excellent. So be careful. So this is m to the power of to the power of 2 minus 7 is going to be equal to m to the power of negative 7. M to the power of negative 5. Okay, so be careful with that. Because it's like saying, for example, right? Say, for example, you have $2 and you owe someone $7, right? So pay them back the $2 that you owe them. And so it's going to be, you're going to still owe them $5. That's why it's negative 5. Right? So be careful with that. This is another difficult one. I believe Rashay can handle this. So help me out, Rashay. This is not a traditional one, but I think you're good enough to handle this one. So let's say I have let's say I have say n to the power of this one is difficult, boy. 5 divided by n to the power of negative 3. What is my answer, Rashid? What do you think?
N to the power of 2?
No.
N to the power 8.
Who said that?
Casey.
Oh, why you say that? Why you say that?
Why I say that? I don't know.
I don't know. All right.
It's n to the power of negative 2.
Negative 2.
N equals to 7.
N equal to 7. No. Deja.
Bro?
Where's Deja? Help us out with this. You better get this right. You better get this right.
My bad, that's 8. I was seeing 2. That's 2. It's supposed to be it's 3, but I have 2.
Oh,
okay. It's power 8.
You say 8? Why?
Because 2 negative equal to positive.
Excellent. So Shay did not disappoint. Excellent. This is the next song. I know you was right. I didn't say you was wrong. I just asked why. All right. Excellent. Yeah, so this is another thing, right? So when you have n, so remember we subtract the power, so it's gonna be 5 minus, right? Because we subtract the powers. 5 minus negative 3. Okay? And so and then so that means we're gonna have it's gonna be equal to n to the power of, this one is a little tricky. I even scared to introduce it now, but you have n to the power of 5 plus 3, and so that gives us n to the power of 8. Okay, so that's a tricky one, so be careful for those last two where
In this please, because I don't get it.
you don't get it. Okay, so I'm saying is this is, yeah, how did I yeah, okay, yeah, this one is just interesting. So we know that every time we have a division, right, it becomes subtraction. So if we have 2 to the 5th power divided by 2 to the 2nd power, we know automatically it's 5 minus 2. Every time we subtract, every single time we subtract the first one from the second one. We did that every time. So 17 minus 10, 2 minus 7. So the thing about this one is that this one already have a negative sign. Okay, so that's the trick right there. This already have a negative sign. And so when you do 5 minus, you have to do 5 minus negative 3. Because remember, we always subtract the number that's on top. So here, this is a positive number, so all we needed to do is say 5 minus 2, 10 minus 7, 9 minus 3. But here, this already have a negative, so we still have to put the subtraction sign because it's 5 minus this number. Okay, so that's the thing. And so if we have 5 minus negative 3, we know that a negative, and I should make sure I put a note here. So the note is that a negative times a negative gives a positive. Okay, so if we have a negative times a negative, that gives us a positive. So negative times, the bracket means times. So negative times a negative gives us the positive. So it's 5 plus 3, which is 8. All right, so just be careful with that. Be very careful. But other than that, this is a pretty easy concept. You just have to be careful with some of the tricks that they could put on us. All right. Okay, so let us begin the practice questions. All right, so practice. All right, so remember same base, dividing, we subtract. So always remember that. So practice. So simplify. Simplify the following expressions. Sorry, simplify the following expressions. All right, so we're gonna start off easy and then we're gonna start to get a little bit more intense. Okay, simplify the following expressions. So number 1, if we have 2 to the power of 19 divided by 2 to the power of 7, what would our answer be? Number 2, what if we have 8 to the power of 54 divided by 8 to the power of 29. Number 3, what if we have, say, r to the power of 15 divided by r to the power of 7. And then what if we have, say, m to the power of 91 divided by m to the power of 35. And what if we have, say, bn to the power of 7 divided by bn to the power of 9. What if we have QR to the power of 18 divided by QR, no, still QR, divided by QR to the power of 2. And finally, no, this is not nice. This is not nice. It's not good. So let's say to the power of 21. And then finally, what if we have 8 r squared q to the 5th power divided by 8 r squared q to the power of negative 12. Good. So those are the 7 questions that I want you to look at. Some are more easier than others. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to attack them, and then we're going to deal with them one by one. The 2 minutes begin now. The time has definitely begun. You have those moments rather, to attack these questions. 2 to the power of 19 divided by 2 to the power of 7. 8 to the power of 54 divided by 8 to the power of 29. R to the power of 15 divided by R to the power of 7. M to the power of 91 divided by M to the power of 35. Bn all raised to the power of 7 divided by Bn all raised to the power of 9. Qr all raised to the power of 18 divided by Qr raised to the power of 21. 8r squared q to the power of 5 divided by 8r squared q to the power of all raised to the power of negative 12. You have about 1 minute left, and the timer is moving. Hopefully you get all right, and that the practice is simple for you. All right, that's time. We're gonna start off with Albanique. Can you help me with number 1, Albanique?
Say Albert.
Albert.
Okay, so I got 2 to the power of 12.
2 to the power of 12. How did you get that?
So first I take away 19 from 7, that gives me 12, and I just put the 2 back, so 2 to the power of 12.
Excellent. Very good. That is absolutely correct. So 2 to the power of 12. Perfect application of the rule. Next up, Altonique. What did you get for number 8? For number 2?
8 to the power of 5.
8 to the power of 5? Sure.
I mean 25.
say
I mean 25.
Oh, you say 25. Okay. All right. Excellent. That's absolutely correct. So we have 8 to the power of 54 minus 29. It's going to be equal to 8 to the power of 54 minus 29 is definitely 25. And so that's correct as well. A perfect application of the rule. Question number 3 goes to Surya. What do you get?
I get r to the power of 8.
R to the power of 8. 15 minus 7 is definitely 8. So that is absolutely correct. We subtract the powers, seeing that the bases are the same and we are dividing. So 15 minus 7 is definitely r to the power of 8. Great. The next one is Deja McKenzie. She get for number 4.
Okay, so I did M 91 take away 35, and I got 56. Oh, M to the power of 56.
M to the power of 56. All right, excellent. All right, simple application of the rule. Nothing, interesting yet. I think after number 4, that's it. That's when it goes downhill, right? So I'm very sorry for the persons whose name is not A, B, or C, or D because you have to answer these last ones. All right, so who does it goes to? It goes to KC. No, Jasmine first. Eh? So Jasmine, you have number 5.
Brackets begin. 7 minus 9.
7 minus 9, excellent. Which is what? Which is what? 7 minus 9. What you get?
2.
2? You sure? Anyone else want to help her with that? 7 minus 9. Is that 2?
-2.
Negative 2. Excellent. Negative 2. So be careful. 7 minus 9. So it's 7 minus 9. Not 9 minus 7. Okay, Jasmine? 7 minus 9. So be careful with that. 7 minus 9 is negative 2. Okay, because think about it. You owe someone $9. You have $7. Pay them the $7 that you owe them. You still owe them $2. So negative 2. All right, next one. It goes to Nathan. Nathan, are you able to speak? Nathan, what you get for number 6? Nathan. Caden either. Caden is not here. Nathan, are you able to speak? No? Alright, so I guess KC, this one is for you, KC. Oh, Nathan, okay, let's see if you'd say something. I'm here. Okay, so can you answer number 6, Nathan? What do you think it is? No? Alright, Rashad. No, KC. KC, can you help him out? KC. What do you get for number 6?
QR to the power of -3.
QR to the power of negative 3. Let's see what Nathan says. Negative 3. Okay, yeah, excellent. Very good, y'all two are spot on. QR to the power of 18 minus 21 equals to QR to the power of 18 minus 21 is definitely negative 3. Excellent. And Rashan Neely, what what is your answer for this one? The grand finale. What do you think? Rashan, Neely. Hello, Rashan, are you here? Oh, we're not hearing from you. All right, I guess the sister could go. Rashay, can you answer? Number 7, please.
AR squared Q close brackets to the power of 17.
17. What happened to your sister?
Oh, I don't know. She must be upstairs.
Okay. So it's going to be 5 minus negative 12. All right, so it's going to be equal to 8r squared q 5 negative, and a negative is a positive. 12 is going to be equal to 8r squared q 5 plus 12 is definitely 17. All right, so that's our answer. Anyone got all right? No one? Anyone got all right? That's the question.
I did.
Say I did. Surya? All right.
Me too.
Happy. Okay. All right. I hope y'all telling the truth.
Yeah, I did.
All right, that's good. We got all right. That's telling. Excellent. So that's rule number 3 and 4. The rule number 3 says what? It's a product rule. If the bases are the same when we're multiplying, we know that we have to add the powers. If the bases are the same when we're dividing, then we know that we have to subtract the powers. So that's the product rule, and that is the quotient rule. Very important rules. We use them a lot, not just in basic maths, but as you move up into higher level maths. If you do, we still use these same rules. They come up often. All right, so the next thing that we're gonna, rules of exponents, they come up a lot. They always there. You know, able to use those rules. Oh, why did I stop sharing? That's not good. Okay, so the next thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna move on to rule number 5. Rule number 5 is a nice one. And rule number 5 is what we call the power rule. It's interesting. It's interesting, to be honest, but it still is a nice one. So we did rule number 4, rule number 3. Now let's move on to rule number 5. So rule number 5. All right, so how do we put rule number 5 into words?
Yeah, your screen.
You can't see my screen? My screen is not sharing? Okay, they say you can't see my screen, so gotta fix that. Thank you, Jasmine. All right, so, okay, I guess it's sharing now. So, good. All right, so, put this out. Okay, I think we could. Yeah, so maybe we could get some more space. Eh? Yeah, so rule number 5. Rule number 5 is what we call the power rule. And it's interesting because essentially what's happening is you have a term, a base, raised to a power, and that entire term is raised to another power. So basically you have double powers going on, right? And the rule basically says that if we have a power on a base and a power that is on the term and its base, or sorry, we have the power on the base and its exponent, then that means we can multiply the powers, right? So again, if we have a term and its exponent, and that's all raised to another exponent, we can multiply the two exponents. All right, so that's what that rule says. So
Are you talking about like when powers are multiplied by powers?
powers are multiplied by powers. That only happens when we have that only happens when the other exponent is on the outside. So let me show you what I mean. So let's write the rule first, and then we're gonna dive into some examples. So if we have a base and its if we have a base and its exponent all raised to another power, we could say on the outside, then we can multiply the two exponents. That's the rule says. So in general, we can, this rule can be stated as follows. So for example, let's see, let me put this more over. Can I space this? Are they allowing me to do that? Yes, okay. So let's space that some more. And so let's say we have, I need to put them in brackets first, so that would be helpful. Let's say I have, oh, that's interesting. So it's a double exponent. So, all right, so what we need is, we need a bracket. So, good. But we don't need a bracket. We need more than a bracket. We need okay, so what we need is we need a bracket in here. Good. And in here we need another exponent. So basically this is what we set up ourselves for, right? A double exponent. So if we have a base raised to an exponent, and all that is raised to another exponent, the idea here is that we can multiply these two exponents together. So what that means is that would be say a to the power of x times y. Let me not use, I already use x and y, so it's going to be a to the power of x times y, which is equal to a to the power of xy. So if you have a base and a power like this, and it's raised to another power on the outside, what they're saying is, if you want to move this bracket, right, all you need to do is multiply the two, okay, like that. So that's what they're saying. If we have a base and its exponent all raised to another power on the outside, then we can multiply the two exponents. In general, this really can be stated as follows: a to the power of x all raised to the power of y is equal to a to the x times y, which is equals to a to the xy. And that's what we're saying right there. So, okay, so let's try it. So, example. So we always start with 2. 2 is nice. And I guess I'll do the first one just so you could get an idea of what's happening, so it won't be confusing. Let me just take this one here so we could have a format automatically. So we have, say, 2 to the power of, say, 3, and on the outside we have, say, 4. So can someone tell me, well, what my answer be? I'm not going to call on the one. You tell me if you think you know what the answer is going to be. What do you think?
2 to the power of 12.
2 to the power of 12.
I think it's going to be 2 to the power of 12.
Excellent. It's going to be 2 to the power of 3 times 4, which is going to be equal to 2 to the power of 12. Okay, so that's, oh, I have a supposed to be 2. Good. All right, so that's essentially how we do it. All right, so 2 to the power of 3 all raised to the power of 4. We just multiply the powers. So that's 2 to the power of 3 times 4, which is going to be equal to 2 to the power of 12. All right, so that's the idea here. So I'm gonna ask Albernic to help me with this next one. Albernic. So let's try number 2 together. So say, for example, we have 3 to the power of 4 times 2. What is the answer here?
3 to the power of, so 3 times 3. Okay, yeah, 3 to the power of 8.
3 to the power of 8. Excellent. So it's going to be 3 to the power of 4 times 2, which is going to be equal to 3 to the power of 8. Right, so then there's that. Number 3, so I want Albernic to help me with this one. So if I have, say, let's say if I have 4 to the power of 5 times 3, what's that going to be? Albernic.
15.
Okay.
15.
Excellent. So 4.
4 to the power of 15.
Excellent.
4 to the power of 15.
Good. So 4 to the power of 5 times 3 is going to be equal to 4 to the power of 15. Good. Now, Sharia, what if I have, say, no, I don't want this yet. Say I have b to the power of, say, 6 times negative 5. What will my answer be, Surya? Go ahead, Miss Hans. Surya San.
That be b to the 11 power.
11.
I mean b to the 30th. B to the 30th power.
You sure? That's it?
B to the negative 30th power.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So b to the power of 6 times negative 5. And we know that 6 times negative 5 is negative 5. So it's going to be b to the power of negative 30. Right, so better than my negative 30. Right, so then there's that. Okay, that's that. So then we could also have, say, um, um, so if I have um, if I have it where both of them are negative, so instead of b, we could have r to the power of negative 7 times negative 8. And so anyone can help me with this one. What would this be?
You said anyone could try?
Yes, anyone could try.
So that'd be r to the power of negative 7 times negative 8, and that'll be r to the power of 56.
R to the power of positive 56 or negative 56?
Positive.
Positive. Why?
Because when you multiply two negatives, you get a positive.
Excellent. When you multiply two negatives, we get a positive. Very good. So it's supposed to be r, right? So r to the power of negative 7 times negative 8 is going to be r to the power of positive 56. Because a negative times a negative is a positive. Alright, so that's that. Now it's time for the practice. Let's look at some practice problems for the power rule. And the power rule states that if we have a base and a power all raised to another exponent, then we can multiply the powers together. So let's go. Yeah, so you want to keep that. So Alright, so practice. So for this practice, we want to simplify the following expressions. Simplify the following expressions. Alright, so let's begin with number 1. So for this one, we can say if we have, say, 2 to the power of 9 multiplied, all raised to the power of, say, 4, what would that be? So the next one we have, if we have, say, m to the power of 7 multiplied by, all raised to the power of 18, and then 3, if we have s to the power of 8 multiplied all raised to the power of 9, number 4, if we have x to the power of m raised to the power of n, what would that be? Next one, if we have so this is 2, 3, 8 all raised to the power of 7, which is raised to the power of 9, so a p to the 4th power squared to the 5th, number 10, b to the power of the negative 4th power, the negative 5th, and finally pi to the power of negative 3, no, not negative 3, to the 3rd power of negative 11. Alright, so those are our practice questions. You have 2 minutes to answer them, and then we will do them together. The timer has begun. Just 2 minutes. Yes, Mom. Go ahead.
And what's that number for like when a triangle like two C's? Would it look like two C's together? What is that one called?
This one? Or this one? Which one? This. This?
That's
That's actually X. I don't want to write X like this because you would get confused. Yeah, you would get confused like that's multiplication. So I write X like this. All right. So that's X.
okay.
Oh, Miss C, we could hear you now.
Yeah?
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Okay. Finally.
Say finally. All right. You all have less than 30 seconds left. Right. All right. So I'm gonna start from the bottom this time and then go up. So that the ones whose name. All right, that's time. Look at the time. All right, so Tasha, Miss C, can you help me with number one?
Actually, I couldn't hear you. I just saw this writing going on. And so I took a picture of it. I figured I'd be doing it later because I only just heard you just now.
Oh wow.
So I know. Please forgive me. My computer was just out.
Okay, no problem. I guess Rashay can start off. Rashay.
5 to the power of negative 30.
Say it again.
5 to the power of negative 33.
Oh, no. When I say starting from the bottom, I mean I starting from the bottom of the names, not the numbers. Sorry.
Oh, that's 2 to the power of 36.
2 to the power of 36. Excellent. So it's gonna be 2 times 9. Sorry, 2 to the power of 9 times 4. Is going to be equal to 2 to the power of 36. Alright, good. Rashan Neely. What you get for number 2? I forget I supposed to use the blue. Yeah, go ahead. Number 2, that's m to the power of 7 always to the power of 18.
That's 7 times M, 7 times 18. And 7 times 18 is 126. So it's M and 126.
Excellent. So we have m to the power of 7 times 18. It's going to be equal to m
To the power of 126.
Very good. Very good. So same, if we have, remember the rule says if we have a base to a power, and we have a power all on the outside, we could multiply the powers. Very good. Number 3 goes to Nathan. What do we have for this one, Nathan? So we have s to the power of 8 all raised to the power of 9. So what is that? Nathan Colley? Are you here? Unable to answer? No. Aw. Okay. Is he here? No, I don't see him. So, I guess this one goes to Casey then. Casey, can you answer this one?
5 to the power of 72.
So that's actually a S. I know my S looks like a 5, but it's S to the power of 72. That's correct. Because 8 times 9 is going to be equal to S power of 72. Excellent. Next one goes to Caden. Caden, what do we get for number 4? Number 4, we have x to the power of m all raised to the power of n. Caden Ferguson. What do we get for that? Caden, are you well? I'm not hearing from Caden. I really want to hear from Caden. That's my mails. Alright. We're not hearing from Caden, so we're going to go to Jasmine. Jasmine Low. She got for number 4. Jasmine Low. She got for number 4.
She'll be the latest ones.
Alright. Give it a try. I know it's a funny one. Say it again.
X
Uh-huh.
M times N.
M times N. Caden says XM. Oh, excellent. Very good. You're absolutely right. So it's going to be X to the power of M times N. It's going to be X to the power of Mn. Okay, so that's correct. All right. Next up is number 5. Number 5 goes to Deja.
Okay, so 238 to the power, 238 to the power of 7 times 9. That gives you 238 to the power of 63.
Excellent. So 238 to the power of 63. Good. Good. So next up we have number 9. Number 9 goes to Surya. What you get for that one?
I got AP to the power of 8.
You sure?
Yeah, because 5 don't go with nothing. Only 4 and 2.
That's not correct. Look carefully at it. Look carefully at it. Remember the rule. So, what are our two exponents?
4 and 2.
No. This 4 only applies to the P. This 4 does not apply to the A.
2, 5.
2, 5. Who said that? 2, 5. Excellent. 2, 5 are your exponents. So try again, Miss Sharia.
So it's AP4 to the power of 10.
Excellent. AP4. AP to the 4th power to the power of 10. Good. because the ones that are on the outside are the ones that are your true exponents are your 2 is your 2 and your 5. You multiply them. So I should need to make that clear. It's going to be 2 times 5, which is going to be equal to AP to the 4th power all raised to 10. Okay, excellent. Next up we have number 10, which is b to the negative 4 times b to the negative 5. This one is for our 20.
I got b to
B to the what?
negative 20.
You sure it's negative 20? No.
I mean 20.
20.
20
Yes, because you have a negative times a negative.
is a positive.
Yeah, it's positive. So it's going to be b to the power of a negative 4 times negative 5, which is going to be equal to b to the power of 20. Alright, next up is going to be, this one is for Albernic.
Okay, so I got pi to the power of negative 11.
Sure. What about the 3?
I mean negative 33.
Alright,
Sorry.
excellent. So that's pi to the power of 3 times negative 11, which is going to be equal to pi to the power of negative 33. Good. And so those are our answers. Anyone got all right? 11 or 11? How about... No one got 11 or 11. Wow. How about 10 or 11? Any 10 or 11? What?
I got 10 or 11.
Alright, who was that?
Sierra.
Sierra, that's the name. Alright. I got 10. Okay, that's good. Deja, what did you get?
Okay, yeah, I got 11.
Yeah, right.
I wasn't really paying attention. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. Alright, that's good. How about 9 or 11? What about 9? Any no 9s? Okay. Alright, so good job everyone. That, would you believe it, right? That's sorry. Let me escape. Come out of this. Alright, so let's come out of this. So would you believe it? Our time for math is just about done. The only thing I need to do is we need to actually add these to our notes. So let me add them to our notes so that we can have a complete set of notes with including the practice. So this needs to go where? Let's say here. So this one goes under the rule number 3. So these ones are the rules that we had for these are the rules we had for number. Let me make sure it's clear. These are the rules we had for rule number 3. I just inserting them into our notes. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. So good. Good. So this is when we did the first rule, the product rule, and that's the examples there. Only 8, just 8. 1 through 8. And then number 4, the fourth rule, that one involves the quotient. And I'm going to grab that and get those examples here. Alright, so that's all of this. Down to 7 examples. We got all of them. And so let's put it in here. Good. All right. All right, next up is rule number 5. So right about now, if you have already completed written the math notes, you can start sending in the notes for tonight. Send it to WhatsApp for me. Take a picture of them and send it. Sorry. One more thing, one last one. And then I see Rashay, Tashar, Sharia. Those persons are sending them now. The rest of you can send them as well. Please do not leave tonight without sending in your notes, alright? That's very important. Alright, so after this, we go to English. Alright, good night, Miss C. Alright, after this, we go into English and we're going to continue with that essay that we was reading the other day. So, okay, so we're done with these notes. That's good. Pretty neat notes. We dealt with rule 3, rule 3, 4, and 5. We only have, say, how much more rules we have for this series? We only have two more rules. 2 more rules that we haven't done. Yeah, 2 more rules. And it'll be interesting to see all them rules come together, right? So that's interesting, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's interesting. This one have 8. We only have. Oh, we have actually 3 more to do. 3 more. We could do them tomorrow. Yeah, 3 more. Yeah, these are nice ones too. 3 more to do, and we'll be good. All right, so now it's time to move on to English. It's 8 o'clock, so it's English time. So let's get rid of this document. Let's save it. So rules of exponents. Yes, sir.
We could write in the same book for all our subjects, or that a different book.
You can write in the same book. That's fine. Rules of exponents. 3, 4, and 5. Good. Now, the last time we were here, we was looking at this essay. Oh, we gotta, yes, he's looking at the essay, and I think this is it. This is it? This is right there, yeah. Looking at the essay that I did when I was an undergrad, and we just was talking about, what made it a good essay, especially the introduction in particular. That is what we were looking at in particular the other day. Trying to find the essay. So let me stop sharing, and then we can revise that essay and look in particular at the body paragraphs, because we already look at the we already looked at the introduction, so we're gonna look at the body paragraph. All right, so let's look at this essay. From last class. So let me start sharing my screen once again. From last class, anyone can remember the three parts, right? The three parts of an introduction.
The background.
Background, yes, that's part of it. Who said that?
Jasmine.
Oh, Jasmine, okay. I was wondering. All right, you need to have the background information. What else? Three parts. The hook, and then what else? So in writing the introduction, we know we need three parts, right? So we talked about this last time. Go ahead. Someone was saying something.
The setting.
The setting, no. Three parts to write an introduction. You need the hook, and the hook is going to grab your reader's attention. Okay, that's the hook. You need what we call background information. So that is explaining a little about what your topic is about, background information, answering those questions of, why is this, topic even relevant? I marked some essays, and they were generally better than what the persons did before, but still missing these pieces, right? Still missing these pieces. Remember, when you write your introduction, your introduction need to have these three pieces. Okay, so it needs to have the hook, it needs to have the background information, and it needs to have the thesis statement. All right, so and your introduction cannot be too short, right? It have to be at least 5 to 8 sentences. All right, so make sure that your introduction has the hook. The hook is going to be the part that grabs your reader's attention. The background information explains a little bit about your topic, and your thesis. Can anyone tell me what our thesis does? The thesis. What does a thesis do? Anyone, especially those who were here last week. What does the thesis do?
The thesis helps to tell the reader what your essay will be about.
Tells you
Or the three main points of your essay.
Excellent. That's exactly what it is. The thesis tells your reader the three main points of your essay, right? So, you need to have your thesis. You need to have the three main points of your essay. All right. I agree because of this, this, and that. For those persons who already check your essay, please rewrite it and send it to me tomorrow. I think you have enough time. Hopefully I can get it tomorrow so I could revise it again. If I haven't marked your essay yet, that would be people like Rashan and Jasmine Lowe. I didn't mark them yet, so I'll mark them in due time so you could be able to have a feedback on your essay. All right, so the essay, if you wasn't here last week, then you would know about the essay. All right, so you don't have to worry about that if you wasn't here yet last week. So let me move this. So that's the three parts of your introduction. You need to have your hook, your background information, and your thesis. I really want to move this, clear all my charts. Good. Okay, so now it's time for the body paragraphs, right? And so this is where we begin our notes for today, right? So I want you to copy down these notes for today. This is going to be, let's do it like this. Good. So the notes for language today begins with just Only these I want you to write. The things I haven't highlighted is what I want you to write for today. Those are what we're going to be talking about today. General notions about body paragraphs. So you could head up, put English, and this is what we're going to be looking for English today. So I want Albernic to read number 1. The first sentence. Read that for me, Albernic.
The body paragraph must be sequential with respect to how the points were given in the introduction.
Okay, good. Deja, what do I mean by that?
That means that it must go in spatial time order. Okay, like say whichever point you have first, that has to be your first paragraph. Whatever point you have second, that has to be your second paragraph. And you can't just have your first paragraph, your first point, and then put that as your third paragraph. That's what you mean?
Exactly. That's exactly what I mean. So if your first paragraph, so let's say for example you're talking about, please write this for your notes while I'm speaking, giving you an opportunity to write. So say for example, you say that cell phones should not be permitted into school because it's a distraction, right? It's a distraction. What else we could say about cell phones? It 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 it's unnecessary, and it causes fights, say, right? So those are your 3 points. It's a distraction, it's unnecessary, and it causes fights, right? So you cannot begin your first paragraph with "it causes fights" because that was the third thing you mentioned. So if you said it's a distraction first in your introduction, your first body paragraph should talk about how it is a distraction. If you said it's unnecessary, your second body paragraph must talk about how it is unnecessary. And the third one, if you say it causes fights, then your third point should be about how it caused fights. They should be in order. Okay, so whatever you said in your thesis, if you said in your thesis, whatever order you said in your thesis, that's the order it must be. Okay? And then I want Sierra, can you read number 2 for me, please?
Okay. The body paragraph must have a topic sentence, which is basically the main idea of paragraph.
Excellent. So you must have, for your body paragraph, you must have a topic sentence. And when I was reading some of you all essays, your body paragraphs did not have a sensible topic sentence. All right. So you need to have sensible topic sentence. A topic sentence tells me what your paragraph is going to be about when I read that topic sentence. I should have an understanding of the flow of your entire paragraph just from reading your topic sentence. So you need to have in your body paragraph, you need to have those topic sentences. All right. Dana Noor, can you read number 3, please? Number 3, the third point. Dana Noor. Let's go, Dana. No, she don't want to speak. Or she's not able to speak. Okay, so let's give it to Altonic. Altonic, can you read
Every supporting detail you give in a paragraph must correctly directly to your topic sentence.
Yeah, it must correlate directly to your topic sentence. So that means that, and this is very important, everything you say in your paragraph must correspond or must correlate to your topic sentence. Listen, this thing, this thing is, it has structure. When you write your body paragraph, the first thing you're thinking, okay, what is my topic sentence? Okay, my topic sentence is that students should not be permitted to have cell phones on campus because it's a distraction. And so what that means is that every single Nathan, can you message me after class so you can get the information? But for now, you just could focus on what we have now. So what that means that every single thing that you say in your body paragraph must correspond to what you said in the topic sentence. It reminds me of this there was a paragraph I had y'all to write, right? And the paragraph was on my summer vacation in the Bahamas or something like that. And you saw that every sentence that you write about your house, your summer vacation, every sentence you write after that had to correlate to why your summer vacation was awesome. Every single sentence after that. And so don't get distracted, don't get sidetracked. And persons do that. They get sidetracked on what their topics are on, and they come off what their topic sentence is supposed to be. So when you write in your body paragraph, you start with your topic sentence. After you, and your topic sentence would say something like, I agree that cell phones should not be allowed because it's a distracting to students. Good, that's your topic sentence. It's clear. I know your position. It reaffirms your thesis. Perfect topic sentence. Okay, good. Next, tell me why is it a distraction? Okay, cell phone causes distraction because students could use it to go on YouTube, to go on Facebook. Okay, boom. That correlates directly to why it's a distraction. Okay, why else could it be distraction? Does it be distraction because students could use it to show off in front of their friends, and it could become a competition of whose phone is the better, and the whole conversation is going to surround that. Okay, perfect. Why else is a distraction? It's a distraction because it could get lost, and if it get lost, and students spend a bunch of time trying to find that cell phone instead of actually trying to do their work. Okay, perfect. All those things would make a perfect body paragraph. Why? Because they correlate directly to your topic sentence, which is that cell phones is a distraction. Notice how I didn't go off topic. I didn't start talking about how cell phone is safe, is safe, how I'm talking about all type of different stuff instead of talking about what my topic sentence say. All right. And not only that, my topic sentence answers my question, the question directly. Why cell phones, or what position do you take on cell phones being in school? So every detail you give in your body paragraph must correlate to your topic sentence. All right, number 4. I guess I have Jasmine read number 4. Make sure.
Make sure that the sentence is
Coherent.
coherent with the previous statement.
Yes, and we saw this the last time we did this class. Which means, when we say coherent, we mean that, hey, listen, what you said in this new sentence, I must see in the previous sentence. What you say in the next new sentence, I must see some connection in the previous sentence. Everything must have a connection. They must be coherent. They must be on the same thing. There must be a link between the new sentence and the old sentence. Okay. All right. Number 5. We could have Albernic. Can you read number 5?
Use strong, convincing arguments.
Excellent. Use strong, convincing arguments. Okay. Strong and convincing. So some of your arguments were weak and unconvincing. That's how weak they were with your essays. You want them to be strong and convincing. So if you're thinking about your essay and you're thinking about your position, and you're saying, okay, what idea I should use, think about the strongest argument. Think about the most convincing argument that you could give on behalf of your essay. Use strong and convincing arguments. Al-20, can you read number 6?
Use example quotes analogy
Paris.
comparison etc. What that is?
Etc. Etc.
etc.
Yeah, that's what EDC means, etc. So in your to build up your body paragraph, you could use examples from your own experience, examples from your past experience. You could use quotes to build off that. So I saw someone use an adage, an old proverb. That's nice. That's a nice thing to do. Use an analogy. Use some comparison. Compare something. Contrast something. Talk about how it would be with and without. Right. Those are some nice things to do. Just want to develop it. So imagine if you was trying to defend your point, in front of someone. How would you develop it? What would you say, to get your point across? All right. And so that's how you want to deal with that. Number 7. Go ahead. Sierra. Number 7.
Okay. The body part paragraph must have a concluding sentence which reiterates the topic sentence to
So the body paragraph, this will say the body paragraph. Sorry. So the body paragraph must have a concluding sentence. Please, people, include the concluding sentence. The concluding sentence is like your conclusion of your paragraph. It reiterates or it tells me, what you said in the topic sentence, and it brings a sense of closure. It made me feel like, yes, we're coming to the end of this paragraph. So if we were to have a demonstration on like how your body paragraph must look, to know if you are done, I must see a clear topic sentence. That's the first thing. So you ask yourself, do I have a topic sentence? So that's the first thing you ask yourself. Do I have a topic sentence? Is my topic sentence clear? Is it convincing? Right? The next thing you need to do is you need to have supporting details. And you ask yourself, are my supporting details connected to my topic sentence? Does it add life to my topic sentence? Does it support my topic sentence? Does it make my topic sentence stand out and support it without what should I say, without any flaw? The third thing you need to say is are my supporting details, are they convincing, right? Are they mature? Are they well developed, right? And the third thing you need to have is supported details. The thing you need to have is the concluding sentence. So the first question, do I have a concluding sentence? Does it bring a sense of closure? Or does it sound like I am starting a new point, right? Do I have a concluding sentence? And does my concluding sentence reiterate what I said in the topic sentence? Or does it say something totally different? So that was interesting. I saw an essay like that. Someone, they start talking about safety, and by the time they reach their concluding sentence, they was talking about how parents could track their students down with a phone. And I was like, like topic sentence, concluding sentence. By the time they reach their concluding sentence, it's like you change the point. And so make sure that your topic sentence and your concluding sentence are saying the same thing. They reiterating the same point. And that's how you know if you stayed on track too. Okay. So that's it with those things, right? So let me clear all my drawings. And we're actually going to read. I'm going to actually read the one body paragraph of my essay that I wrote. And so that you get an understanding of how to do it in practice. Okay, so let's do it. So, all right, so now I'm gonna let Deja read it. So Deja, you read read from having to simultaneously. Okay, Deja.
You say you want me to read this paragraph?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Economic stability. Having experienced the economic benefits of tourism and aware of its present contributions to nation building and recognizing its promising future, the Bahamas should not change its main industry from tourism to farming. Tourism, unlike any other industry, has contributed to the financial stability of the Bahamas. Regarding tourism's aid to the temporal prosperity of the Bahamas in the past, Claire wrote, tourism has been the vehicle which has enabled the Bahamas to make the transition from a simple economy based on fishing, privateering, and a failing sponge industry to a sophisticated modern economy. While agreeing with the fact that the Bahamas has enjoyed a significant amount of prosperity, relying upon the tourism market simultaneously.
Okay, we can stop right now.
Is that it?
No, that's not it. That's the bottom, but it's still some more to read. So I just want to pause here. Okay, so where's my topic sentence? What is my topic sentence? Anyone can answer.
Having experienced the economic benefits of tourism in the past.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Yeah.
Good. So, having experienced the economic benefits of tourism in the past, being fully aware of its present contribution to nation building, and recognizing its promising future, the Bahamas should not change its main industry from tourism to farming. Look at that topic sentence, right? It's clearly a topic sentence. What did I do? Well, look. I first start off, if you look at what my introduction said, my introduction start off with, sorry, my thesis start off with that the fact that tourism contributes to the economic stability of the Bahamas. That's literally what I said for my first point in my introduction. I said, hey, tourism contributes to the economic stability of the Bahamas. And guess what I start off with my first point for my body paragraph? Well, I start off with what? Economic stability. So I didn't start off with commercial farming. I didn't start off with the risks and disadvantages. I start off with economic stability because that is what I said I was gonna start with. That's what I mentioned first. All right. And so, but then I explained it more. I said, hey, listen, having experienced the economic benefits, but I didn't use the word economic stability again in the first sentence, but I still use a synonym of it. So I say economic benefits instead of economic stability. So having experienced the economic benefits of tourism in the past, being fully aware of its present contributions to nation building, and recognizing its promising future, the Bahamas should not change its main industry from tourism to farming. What I did here also was I answered the question again, but I gave a specific point to answer the question. So in the introduction, you answer the question by giving 3 reasons. In your body paragraph, you answer the question by giving 1 reason per paragraph. So the reason I'm giving in this paragraph is that tourism helps with the economic stability of the Bahamas. And what I did was I talk about how we can see the economic stability of tourism in the past, the present, and that helps us to understand that will be there in the future. And so that encapsulates that idea of economic stability right there, right? So my topic sentence answers the question directly. It begins with the same sequence of how I ordered my points from the introduction, and it tells my reader, or gives my reader, a map of how I will talk about how I will talk about, or sorry, about the things I will talk about in the rest of my body. So in the rest of my body, I'm going to be talking about how tourism helped the Bahamas in the past, how tourism helped the Bahamas currently, and how it can help the Bahamas in the future. You know that based on what? My topic sentence alone. So you can't just run into your paragraph. You have to begin with your topic sentence. What is your topic sentence? The topic sentence gives a map of your entire rest of the body paragraph. It tells my reader exactly what I'm going to do. And so I continue. I say tourism, unlike any other industry, has contributed to financial stability of the Bahamas. Regarding tourism aid to temporal prosperity of the Bahamas in the past, right? In the past, because I did say it helps what? Tourism, we see the benefits of tourism in the past. So that's what I said in my topic sentence. So I must show and defend it by giving supporting detail, talking about how it helps in the past. And then, of course, you're gonna see how I talk about it in the present, and then I'm gonna talk about how it helps, or how it's gonna help in the future. So I basically tell my reader, hey, I'm gonna talk about how tourism help in the past, present, and future. I line it up right there, tell them exactly what I'm gonna do. And so the first thing I talk about is how tourism helps in the past, and then for that one I use a quote from this lady in a book she wrote about tourism. Obviously, you wouldn't have, if you're writing in an exam, you wouldn't have access to books to actually quote from. So your supporting details is going to be different from mine. This here I was writing we call it a research paper, sort of. So I had to use these sort of quotations. But in your essays, of course, you're going to use different sort of things to build your case. Okay. All right. So we talk about how tourism helped in the past. It helped to transition the Bahamas from a simple economy based on fishing, privateering, and sponging to a more modern economy. And then I go on to explain what that quote means, and we're done from there. So go ahead, Miss Deja, continue to read, starting from Claire's comments to the end. Claire's comments.
You want me to continue?
Yeah, continue.
Okay. Claire's comment simultaneously presents the shift that occurred in the Bahamian economy in a positive light and credits tourism for the successful transformation. However, tourism would be as enduring as farming if the substantial monetary contributions to the economic development of the Bahamas were only experienced in yesteryears. Fortunately, this is not the case. Tourism is still the Bahamas' main industry, the bedrock of the Bahamas' economy. In actual fact, tourism accounts for approximately 75 to 80% of GDP and directly or indirectly employs half of the archipelago's labor force. The present economic benefits that the Bahamas is currently receiving due to its involvement in tourism are indicative of a promising future for the tourism industry in the Bahamas.
Excellent. So what did I do? I talk about how it helped in the past, and I gave support for that. Then I say, hey, listen, I'm not only going to talk about how it's in the past, but I also got to talk about what it's doing currently. All right. And then I said, hey, okay, we can't just say it's doing currently. How does that help? How is that give us any idea of the future? I say it does. And so that's how I develop my particular body paragraph. By what? Starting with a good thesis, starting with a good topic sentence, giving my supporting details, which aligns with the topic sentence and ending in giving a good sense of closure to what I was writing. The next time we meet, I'm going to talk more about how to include opposition. So, some people may not agree with what you say. So, how are you going to address those things? And so, we're going to look at dealing with opposition. How do we treat it? What do we say? And what do we do? So, what I want you to do is I want you to send all your notes from Maths and English. Send it to my WhatsApp number. Please do that before you go to bed. And I'll see you on tomorrow at 6 o'clock. And we'll continue this journey. All right, so see you tomorrow. God spare. Have a wonderful rest of the night.
Bye.
All right, good evening.